Well, it's another lovely Friday morning and the weekend. And anyone did say the Friday is the beginning of the weekend, and not just the weekend. A weekend for a lot of relaxation, more fun. But for us right here is to make you enjoy your time being with us. Like I said, I want to welcome you to this great edition of Quest Today, the weekend edition. My name is Michael Obadia. It will be right for me to also say that you do know every lovely Friday, I'm never alone. I seem to have, well, anyway, we call them the Friday Gang, and they're both here with no particular order, but the gentleman that I am, I'll have to introduce the lady first. And I'm talking of my very own colleague, Mary Arikemi, as much as we have the soon-to-be ordained Bishop, Comrade FM&TV. Both of you, good morning. A lovely Friday.
Good morning, Michael.
Well, I'm just a gentleman.
At this point, I think we should just call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Yeah, some bishops are never going to get ordained, but it is what it is.
Come through in this very situation.
Well, anyway, as much as we pray that Odoma will be a bishop one day, let's quickly continue with what we are doing. And we'll go straight to the papers. For review today, we have 4 papers. We'll have the Punch, the Vanguard, the Nation, and the Guardian is guiding us through what they have on the front page. But I'll just really love to start with the Punch, and let's see what the Punch has as a major one on its front page. And on the Punch this morning, the leading story reads, a new word, Tunubunomics is a new one.
Yes.
Federal government differs as NLC says reforms are killing Nigerians. And a few riders to that. Listening to the IMF World Bank has never helped Nigeria, NLC President tells Tinubu. And President determined to make life better for citizens, says Information Minister. We'll get more informed about that story on page 2 and of the Punch. Let's quickly take orders. Nigeria-Morocco fast-track talks in $30 billion gas pipeline is a major one on page 21. And Naira drops at power market, closes at 900 Naira per dollar on official window. Well, also page 21 seems to have that very disturbing story. Tinubu approves 50 billion Naira security vote for 5 northern states. And that increase you can get on page 13. But let me see if I get other stories. U.S. court fines Nigeria blogger $50,000 for defaming MFM overseer. Wow. And you can truly get that story on page 12 of the Punch. Mr. Ibu's son, daughter arrested for alleged theft of 55 million donation is a major one on page 4 and 5. And that's why if you are sick, still put your hand on the other side of your money. But anyway, federal government releases fund for second Niger bridge as a Lagos-Ibadan bypass. And it's a major one on page 15. Customs sees $4 billion worth of cocaine and arms from South Africa. And you can get that also as a picture of the day. And also you can get that story on page 4 and 5. That's what you can take from the Punch.
Okay, the next paper for review this morning is going to be the Guardian newspaper. And on the front page of the Guardian newspaper, the major headline there says, on ease of doing business, how checkpoints and bad roads block trade and spike inflation. Yes, just below that we can see a chart showing us the impact of bad roads and illegal taxation in Nigeria. But you can do well to read more of that story on page 4, 5, and even continue on page 6 of the Guardian. Moving below that, we have terrorists kill Imam and 2 others, and also abduct 32 in Katsina. Wow. Yes, is this reign of terror going to stop
reign of terror
soon? But you can do also read all of that on page 30 of the Guardian. Sanusi backs relocation of CBN departments to Lagos. Yes, there's still a row on this, back and forth on it.
We had a major on this day before yesterday, on the big story.
Yeah. But you can read more on this on page 3 of the Guardian to get updates on that matter. Moving away, take away packs. Lagos maintains stance on styrofoam ban and gives 3 weeks ultimatum. You can read all of that on page 9. Atiku queries $3.3 billion emergency loan. Where has the money gone to? Is a big question.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Big question in Nigeria.
Well, 12 billion was used to solve a debt of about $3 billion. Big question.
Right. Well, you can get more details on that on page 3 of The Guardian. And moving away to Ibadan, it says Ibadan explosion. Federal government gives security agencies 2 weeks to review report. At this point, I think this is even coming in late because this report should have been done earlier. But you can do well to read all of that on page 6. NLC seeks review of Tinubu's policies over unpleasant outcomes. This means it's page 7. And the final headline on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning, Nigeria needs ambitious fiscal reform to achieve sustainable 3.1% growth. Well, more on that on the business page of page 16 of the Guardian newspaper. And well, that's much we can take on the Guardian. The next paper for review this morning will be the Nation newspaper. On the front page of the Nation newspaper, power supply worsens as generation drops to 3,134 megawatts. Yes, the writer there says TCN blames gas shortage, and also 30 megawatts coming from Kashimbila, all right? And also Enugu community stalls multi-billion naira power project. All of this you can get on the front page and continue on page 5 of the Nation. And then if you go above the masthead, we have government and labor minimum wage talks for March.
Wow.
Well, we're still in January at this point. It's March, not far away.
Well, March a bit far away.
You should fast between now and that.
Yeah, fast track it.
No, not fast track. Fast.
Oh, we should fast
Oh,
and pray.
okay.
Okay. The bishop has spoken, but you can do all to get more details on that on page 4 of the Nation. Why Supreme Court affirmed Fubara, Kefas, and Aliyu victories is making it to the front page as well. But get more details on that on page 4. Ayedatu was set to inaugurate at Delami is making it to page 5. And also, presidency tackles Otiku over claim on NNPC's $3.3 billion loan. Well, I guess we've gotten a response on that story, but you can read all of that on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. PricewaterhouseCoopers forecast 3.1% growth in economy. Question is, which economy? Yeah. Well, Thomas, read more details on that on page 9 of the Nation. And moving down, we have Lagos to float airline and build airports in Lekki. Yeah, quite an interesting one there. You can read on the front page and continue that story on page 3. And Katsina governor advocates state police is making it to page 7. And also on Rivers Assembly arson, 5 cents to prison. You can get more details on that on page 7. And well, for the picture of the day on the Nation newspaper, it says Ohinoi of Ebira land, Tijani and Anaje installed. Yes, I don't know why Comrade was not at this event, but it is what it is.
You're giving us the first-hand information. Oh, now we understand.
At this point, does it matter, Comrade? Because today you're here and tomorrow you're there.
And remember, you're not ordained yet.
Yeah,
so
you're not ordained, so you can read.
My religion remains intact.
Well, more details on that on page 7 of the Nation newspaper, and that's much we can take on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Well, the Vanguard, who is our proud sponsors, the last, or rather will be the last paper for us to take. And on the Vanguard this morning, a sad one. Play 2, neighbors rejoice why they burnt our house, says survivors.
Wow.
Few writers, sad driver take to that. They thought we were burnt to death in the house. Police confirm arrest of 9, recover 10 corpses. We will not tolerate any further security breaches, says Governor Mafwang. And tension in Karang. Security men kill woman, shoot 3 others. Well, that's the much I can take from the disturbing headline on the Vanguard. But I'll just implore you to take that story more on page 5. Let's quickly get that story on page 9. Why some CBN department should be relocated to Lagos, says no other person but Sanusi. Aborted 3 years voyage, tourist call for probe. And you can get more of that on page 10. Fort Mainland Bridge construction begins March, says Sawolu, as Lagos malls investments in airline operation. Well, anyway, just get more story on page 22. Power generation crashes to 3,383 megawatt despite hacking tariff. Well, anyway, a choker, but get that story on page 19. Buhari's team left economy worse than they met it, says Media Trust Chair. And I cheer you get that more on. Well, anyway, Buhari said. Yeah. But anyway, you get that story on page 9. Federal government and Morocco intensify talks of fast-track gas pipeline project. It's a major one on page 19. Edo governorship polls, no quarrel between Oshomele and I, says Ize Yamu. I cannot be intimidated out of the race. No, I'm not running anyway. Shaibu is the one saying so. But anyway, let's see if we take more. President Tinubu urges Super Eagles to change tactics so like Eagles. And I'll just plead, Mr. President, we need your technical input in that team. You can just give us that favor.
The taxes on the economy.
Well, anyways, all I know.
But it has on the borders.
Okay. Well, anyway, just leave him, please. Page 31 seems to have that sporting story. The picture of the day is that of no other double header, but I'll just take that talks between Nigeria and Morocco to see how they can fast track that gas project that's intended to get to the to Europe and give us much needed foreign exchange returns. But anyway, let's return to the lighter side of everything, and that is the Mr. and Mrs. column. I always love Mrs. for always starting off things. According to your uncle, Any woman married into the family is entitled to a plot of land anywhere she chooses. He said it's in the family history. Hey. And Mr. always said that's what he cajoled his 5 wives with. It's not in our family history, it's his story. Why do I have a feeling, comrade? Excuse me.
Comrade has worn the shoes before.
Okay, comrade, it will be wrong if you tell a woman that she's entitled to an airport where she marries from.
Well, I'm not going to.
Odomo family.
I am not going to marry your son, comrade. Just leave it. It is what it is.
If that story will give you a wife, I'll plead with young men out there. Make sure you make that story.
I'm not marrying
But that's the much we can take from the papers. It's only right. It's only right to open up the lines now and get your reactions to it. The number has not changed. It still remains 0022931 and you can also do us a favor if you really call 081-888-88931. But with those two numbers is still the paper review. Friday edition it is, and indeed one that we had 4 major papers and all seem to have different screaming headlines. Just state your name, where you're calling us from, and I'll plead with you to turn down the volume of a radio or TV set, or better still walk away from where it is so it doesn't have any interference with the calls. But let's see if we take the calls. Miriam, do us the honors.
Yes, like he said, the numbers are already there on your screen. For radio, they still remain the same. 081-888-888-931. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Greg.
Yes,
good morning.
Mr.
Good morning.
Henry from
Good
Masuga.
morning, sir.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Friday.
Oh, Friday. Also, yes.
It's a Friday on a Friday. Welcome. Please have your say.
God bless you people.
God bless you as well.
Thank you. The president, our president approved 5 billion for security votes in 5 northern states.
Yeah, in 5 northern states.
I want to say that is sort of lopsided leadership. Insecurity is not only prevalent in the northern states, so that you balance their for insecurity. It's not only in the northern states. We are still having insecurity even in the south, in the east. So let them balance it.
Okay.
That is for that.
All right.
Labor rejoice while my house is in fire. It is a sad one. That is act of witchcraft, wickedness. That is wickedness in the highest order. Why rejoice? Why people hearts are being burnt? Please, it is not good. Let us refrain from that such wickedness. Let us refrain from such wickedness. I want to say that, please, sir, Mr. Puet, permit me to say, I just want to bring this as a suggestion, that I want to suggest that our views on this station, I would like that you should be reporting it in your major news too, because it will help to some extent. I'm just suggesting, sir.
Well,
I'm not imposing it on you.
No. Most certainly we do understand.
To some extent.
Yeah.
God bless you people.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, it's something we'll really love to look at and see how your reactions as it concerns some of the major headlines, not only on the dailies, but our flagship program, our Quest Today, is also brought on our main news, and we'll see how we can do that. But let's take more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, man. This is Henry.
Yes, Mr. Henry.
Yes. Well, we always enjoy getting you first, so you really forgive us.
Please have your say.
Tinubu economics. Government gives us a very serious response are killing Nigerians. The truth is that the response are killing Nigerians. The irony of this is that the federal government is really fast on the social removal and even in that situation. But if I stop, they are passing the pudding on us. So please, the way it's urging the egos to change that is, please, you should ask the economy to change that is true. Because the ego is just a problem, but the economy is killing all more than ego. Which ego went to anyway. Then again, can see back the bit of CBN to Lagos. Now, before this move, they found that most of the staff here, they are not to go stay and this show up. And Lagos State of state capitals are not that effective and active. So you see that if you look at the northern move now, any move that gets where the relationship comes to that, and that's why we are not having this country show. And it's not a very good move for classics. It will stick towards Nigeria, not just the northern area. Then again, if an expression, let the federal government gives security chiefs 2 weeks to investigate the situation. Now, the problem we are having is that we are living in the system of government. Because of that, there's 3 more year money. We neglected the the mining industry.
Mining sector.
So that even if everybody does not even know, at that is whether they even know the number of the size of the different minerals in the country. So please, we need this.
All right, thank you very much. We have to give room to other callers to be able to
Henry,
call
you
in
so
on the
very
show.
much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. But yes, if you're still joining, if you just joined us on the newspaper review here on Quest today, we're still taking calls, and the numbers are still 081 88 931. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, welcome. Have your name and your location.
My person from the Chaolu.
Oh, please, can you let us know your name first?
Port Mainland Bridge, March. I think that is all our roads. None have this yet have been fixed for the better to commence them. Yeah, God bless you.
Well, anyways,
All right.
that was like going straight to it. But let's leave the calls and go straight to you, Comrade Double. Tunubunomics, Abi? You word. And I'll check the.
Tinubu economics. Tunubunomics.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was almost going to advance and as dictionary.
Any English you speak now that is not in the dictionary.
Okay.
It must appear in
It was
the next
coined
edition.
here.
Okay. I'll wait for the next edition.
Yes.
Federal government differs as NLC says reforms killing Nigerians. Well, do you feel the economy is on the right footing, or should he change tactics just like he told
he advising the Super
Eagles
Eagles
to do, especially as they take on Cameroon tomorrow?
Yes, you know, everything on earth is by division of labor.
Oh,
it is the duty of the Super Eagles to play the football, and it is the duty of the Mr. President to direct and control the economy. So if he's urging the Super Eagles to change tactics, he should also urge himself to change the tactics of running the economy, because the nation is bleeding.
Do you feel it's not about his players, especially his goalkeeper? I'm talking about Tinubu's goalkeeper and the Minister of Economy, Cardoso.
Oh, yes, but the onus rests on the Mr. President. If all the ministers behave well, nobody congratulates the ministers, but they congratulate Mr. President.
Okay.
So definitely he should be the person to dictate the pace and even play the tune.
So if Coach Tinubu is, if President Tinubu is to also do this, the NLC are not happy with him buying into the reforms of the IMF and World Bank. Are they
Definitely
right?
any country that IMF is in charge does not do well. Check it all over. If you sell your soul to the IMF, then you live in penury for life. We should try as much as possible to get out of getting money from the IMF. If we had done well from the beginning, I don't think we would have gone into IMF from beginning. They brought SAP, they brought FEM, they brought FEM. All the pressure feeding nation that ended up in River Basin were all brought by IMF. And at the end of the day, they are taking away from us into their own laws. So
Okay, still staying on the borders of money and all of that. Government and labor to discuss minimum wage talks. March. Why March? Do you think that the space between January?
Is there any money they are eyeing that will come in March that will?
No, but I just think that the motion is almost being defeated already. We should not play around that game. You made us to have a direct changeover in the economy, in the sense that the oil subsidy was removed without even consulting anybody. Several reforms were introduced without consulting anybody, and all this has impacted negatively on our daily income.
Yeah.
Now you are not telling us that would you wait till March before you now start negotiating?
Sorry, not us, just the NLC.
Yeah, this is us. Because they are the umbrella covering everybody, whether you are part of the umbrella or not. It's covering.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, that everybody should not wait till March for the review of the salary. No, even for talks, not even review now, because they've not agreed on the review. What happens between now and that day? And as a good religious people that we are Nigerians, we should go on fasting and prayer for those number of days, so that we will not go so much.
We have the bishop that will lead that prayer section, but we need to continue and see if we take one last call before we really wrap things up today on the show. Hello, good morning to you. Hello,
Michael Ray.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, MC Diriwanda calling from Elegbete Plaza.
I always enjoy your precise location. Go ahead, Diriwanda.
Yeah, talking about the relocation, I want to talk about the CBN relocation.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, I want to thank the president for doing that, and I want to appeal to him to move all oil companies from Abuja to Niger Delta. I believe if he should do that, that will possess a federal character. He should move all oil companies down to the south. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Jimmy Wonder. And many are telling relocation. Should the Ministry of Women Affairs also be relocated down to...
No, Ministry of Women Affairs should go to Calabar. You know, Calabar, they are very good in there.
Okay, so anyway, that's the much we can take on the paper review today. I need to thank Comrade Efe Odoba and also Miriam for doing this.
Miriam.
Yes, we'll just need to go on that break now, but we really implore you to stick around and still remain with Quest because the big story will be next right here on Quest Today.